today's video is an audience Q&A, and this great question comes from Heidi, who asks how to create a subscription-based program where people pay an annual fee and can download her digital products as part of that, all of them. This is something that we can do in Squarespace using member areas. I have another member areas training that I'll link to in the description, but for now, let's head on over to my demo site and I'll show you how this is done. So we're going to start off in settings. Click member areas and then turn this little toggle on. Now, one thing to note with member areas is that it's an add-on to Squarespace. So you will need to have a commerce hosting plan, and you will also need to purchase member areas separately. Now, to give you an idea, this is the cost. It's in British pounds because I'm in the UK. This would change to your annual currency, but just to give you an idea of the annual fees and the monthly fees. So this is definitely something you want to consider when choosing the right platform for your membership program, especially because there isn't any kind of community feature either, and that might be something you want to add. But just to give you an idea, assuming that you're happy with all of that, you want to use Squarespace, you can come back in and then under management, click create member area. And you'll see here, this adds a member areas section to your pages. So if we come back out here and we click back in, you'll see this now appears. Now, all we have to do is click this plus icon and we can now set up our program. So start by giving your program a name. As you can see, I got real original with mine. And then under pricing, here is where we can set up those annual payments. So we can set the price and then we can say repeats every one, and then here we'll select year. So say we charge $360 a year. Now the other great thing is if you also wanted to add a monthly plan option as part of the subscription, you can click here and you can change this out. So you could change this to maybe $35 every 1 month. Now here under fixed amount, you can also set up a payment plan, but I find the subscription model works really well if you want to add this annual option. So once you're done, hit done. And you'll see that that now appears in your pages, but we need to start building it out. And there's loads of ways you can do this. So if we select add page, and you'll see here, this looks like adding any other page on your website. So you can really customize it and make it your own. Just some ideas. If you're doing a lot of video, the video option works well. If you're doing a lot of in-person or virtual events, or maybe it's like a monthly coaching call, events can work well because you can plug in the information and people can easily access it. Portfolio can be really good. I really like this one because if we click on it, you'll see here we have this option layout. So if you imagine these are each of your digital products, and we could click in here and just say we say access all products. And then this way, every time you add a new digital product, you would just add it as a new project. You just click the plus icon. You can use any of these layouts, or you can add your own and build it out as a new page. And you'll see here, whatever the first page we add has a little house next to it to signify this is the home page. So when buyers log into their new member areas, this is a page they're going to see. So say we are using this option, we can add a section at the top. Say we just select this one. Maybe I delete this image. Hit G on my keyboard to bring up my grid, and here I could have my welcome message. This can be my program name. Could give it a background if I wanted, and maybe I delete the image, pull this down a bit, and I add a video to introduce people and welcome them into their new program and show them how it works. Could give it a background. Probably have to pull this up. And the other thing is, now that we're using Fluid Engine Editor, if you add any sections, you'll have to come into a mobile preview and make sure it all works. So you see this doesn't really work, so I'd have to pull this up a little bit. And so you can play around with it, make it your own. Once you're done, hit done and save. And if you look to the top right hand corner, you'll see that it now appears in the drop down menu. So say you didn't want to have a portfolio page, this was just a welcome page, you could add another for every digital product. So I've just named this one new digital product, and you could just build that out any way you like, and you'll see here it just appears in the drop down. So there's loads of ways to do it. Now say you wanted to change the home page, you would just click the gear icon, scroll down and set as member homepage. Now that's the basics of how to set it up. Let's think about some of the logistics though. The first one is, how do you add this as an option on your site for people to buy? Well, you would add it to your store. So you would come into your store here and click the plus icon, and here you will have the option to sell the membership. And what option people will have will be based on the pricing plan that you've already set. The other thing you can do is you don't have to have a full store, you just have to set it up as a store. You can actually add it to any page. So if we go into our home page, I'll click edit, just going to add a new section real quick. You'll see here I can add a block, and there's an option to add a member area sign up. So you can add that to any page. If you wanted to create a sales page rather than have a store on your site, you would just have to have the store set up in the back end. Now, when people do purchase, they will set up a customer account, and that will be how they set up their email and their password to log into their member area. The way they actually log in is that once you've got this all set up, a login link will appear in your main navigation. So if we go over to Ivy and Light, Erin has an incredible member area set up already, and you'll see that she has this login link here, and if I click on this, it will then prompt me to add my email and my password. And so that's how you set it all up. Now, I haven't gone into too much detail in this tutorial because I do have that member areas training, but I hope that has answered your question on how to set up an annual program where you deliver all your digital products. The only thing I'd say is remember to make sure you're emailing your customers and letting them know whenever you add a new product, so they know to go in and check that out. But that's it, all set up. Now, if you have any other questions, let me know in the comments below. You keep asking them, I'll keep answering them. Hey, if you like this video, there's a good chance you'll also like this one.